Good news! Looks like some of those flashpoints that expired, and I was like, hey, I sure would like it if those flashpoints didn't expire. It looks like they came back. So the Tournament of Champions is back. The Baying of Hounds, the one for Morgan Kell, is back. I don't remember if the Steel Beast was one that expired or not. I definitely wanted to do this one though. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can do all of them. It's just that if you miss them, maybe they take a little while to come back. And let me tell you, they took a long while. What, like 1,200 days? Probably like 900 to 1,000 days, in-game days to reappear. But anyways, welcome back everyone. I'm your host, Get Good Fox, and we have another Flashpoint up for operations. This one is probably one of the easiest ones we've done, so hopefully we'll be able to plow through it. But you know what? I'm making this thorough. We're gonna do it. One man's trash. Two skulls. Our employer is unknown. The identity of this individual or organization is currently unknown. We're on Glentworth. The enemy are opposing mercenaries. Short engagement length, no consecutive deployments. We get an uncommon mech upgrade, and tonnage requirement for this is light, though I do know that sometimes light is, don't quite know what they mean by light. Commander Fox, you don't know me, but me and my associate, you mean my associates and I have a job for you. A real nice one with a big payout at the end. If you want to talk about it, come meet me at Glentworth. I'll be waiting. I'm not even going to say it's bad grammar, because, let's be realistic. Some people would say it that way, so, it could just be giving our unknown employer a bit of character. One man's trash, hired over Glentworth. Ed Corbu. So our employer appears to be a parrot. The invitation I sent you was sort of a Hail Mary, to be frank. I was 90% certain you wouldn't even respond, but here you are. Gods be praised. Yeah, here we are. Would you care to explain what we're looking at, Mr. Corbu? Oh, yeah. My dim holocamera is on the fritz. You're getting the parrot, right? I think that's my comm system's default image, the one they use for the display models. Just try to ignore it. We've got serious business to discuss. I'll bet. Why don't you tell us about it? Okay, so here's the deal. I've got these associates, nobody you've heard of, nobody you need to worry about, but they shell out big money for old stuff, bits and bobs from the Star League days. Doesn't matter if it's working or not, if it's ancient, they want it. Your associates aren't alone in that. A lot of people would give their left arm and a piece, they would give their left arm for a piece of genuine lost tech. Yeah, but you're talking about stuff that has value. Mechs, ships, lasers, that kind of thing. My friends, they want everything, including literal garbage. And that makes opportunities for people like you and me. So here's the deal. Way off the tip of Glentworth's northern continent, there's this island called Now I happen to know there's a Star League era facility out there. The vultures have been picking at it for years, but there's still meat on the bones, and I want you to fetch it for me, okay? So you just called us here for a lost tech treasure hunt. Fantastic. If you had been upfront about that, I'd have argued against flying out all the way over here. Hang on, hear me out. The facility I'm sending you to isn't SLDF. That's the beauty of this plan. I think we've read it, but I'll read it again. SLDF. The Star League Defense Force was the largest military in human history, with over 100 million soldiers serving in 486 divisions at its peak. The SLDF suffered horrific losses opposing Stefan Amaris in the Amaris Civil War. Stefan Amaris is the guy who assassinates the last Star-Lord, which was Richard Cameron? Ian Cameron? Yeah, it was Richard. I think it was... It's one of the Cameron. I think it's Richard Cameron. If you watch the BattleTech intro, he's the guy who, has the camera close up and he's got this really smug face, yeah, we're gonna bring the periphery in line. Yeah, he gets assassinated by Stefan Amaris, and, and also Stefan Amaris kills all of his family, too, so there's no successor. And that's why we have these successor wars, because there was no rightful line of succession to the Camerons. And so, yeah, that's where we are now. You're going after the equivalent of Starlink-era stapler factory, but that doesn't matter to my associates. They pay top dollar for whatever you pull out of there. So what's stopping you from heading down there yourself and looting the place? A healthy sense of self-preservation. You see, there are a couple gangs of scavengers on Menla Jujubujub. You're fighting over the stapler factory. They're nobodies, they're just a bunch of amateurs who'd rather lob bombs at each other than learn to share. And before you ask, no, they don't have any battle mechs. At most, you'll run into a couple of rundown old tanks on each side. Nothing you need to worry about. Any fool with a battle mech could pull off this kind of job you're describing. So why come to us? Because you're the best, and I know you're the best because I've got a pal at the MRB. Maybe you've met him, Phil Burdock? I wonder if that's like an Easter egg to like somebody in the staff or something. No, well, me and Phil have an arrangement. I let him cash at my luxury timeshare in Luth Abbey, and in return he helps me find the right people for the jobs that need doing, okay? A coastal city known for its impressive skyline and broad assortment of fusion restaurants. And by fusion, they probably mean cultural fusion. Like there's like, I actually learned that somewhat recently, that when you combine, like, I don't know, like Tex-Mex, for example, that's known as like a fusion type of a dish where it's like, it's basically two different types of styles that have been combined together. So I think that's probably, they probably don't mean that you're eating like fusion reactors or something, just thinking out loud there. Voted hottest spring break destination by Glentworth's Davian-appointed tourism board. And in return, he helps me find the right people for jobs that need doing. So your process involves bribery and a timeshare condominium. Got it. Yes, you do. Now, what do you say? Quick drop onto the island with a lance of light mechs, maybe a skirmish with a vehicle or two, and job's done. You scoop up whatever's in that facility and drop it off at my condo. I go fence it to my associates, and you get a nice big payout. Easy as pie. Okay, so we have a choice here. Sure, why not? That would be take the job, or I'm going to be honest with you, Ed, you come off as a complete amateur and an untrustworthy one at that, so that's going to be a no for me. You know what? I'm just going to do it. Why not? I've always wanted to work for a cockatoo, so, you know, that's what we're going to do. We're in, boys. Brilliant, friend. Absolutely goddamned brilliant. I'll be in touch when you've got the goods. Until then, you do your thing. Don't let me stand in your way. Well, the first thing we're going to have to do is see what exactly constitutes as light. That's always been the issue, hasn't it? Okay, first we can always change these, so I'm just going to throw something in there. Let's see what they mean by light. All right, so it looks like we can deploy a maximum of 200 tons, and at best we can drop 55 tons on each mech. Okay, that means we're going to be digging up a bunch of medium mechs that we haven't seen in a hot minute, so I will be right back. Welcome to the mech lab, boys. We have our new battle mechs ready, and they're, dare I say, a little bit odd. So first up, we've got the Hunchback returning, and I decided, you know, what's a weird design I could do for it? Well, I have decided to put on 3 LB2X autocannons, giving it long-range shotguns that gives it actually quite a bit of range. You can fire these really, really far away, and I don't know, you know, it's supposed to be a juggernaut close-range assault. Okay, now it's like the long-range shotgunner, I guess. Welcome, the Phoenix Hawk back. Oh, look at this. Haven't seen old Phoenix Hawk in some time. Haven't quite figured out what I want to do with this, but what I do know is that you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of the vectored thrust kits, and that means I decided to go, what is a weapon I might be able to jump and shoot and not overheat all the time and still pack a punch, and that's going to be the Snub-Nose PPC, which does 100 damage, and the vectored thrust kits give the mech a little bit more damage after it jumps, and then it has a pair of small lasers. I didn't actually put all 6 of the jump jets on because I just couldn't quite fit it. Its armor is about normal, so it's a little bit light. Actually, I'd consider it slightly lower than average by medium mech standards. And it has 3 heat sinks to try and keep that heat in check. Not sure how it's going to work. Not sure how either of those mechs are going to work. The old Hatchetman is coming out again. I think you guys haven't had enough of this battle mech. And, I've decided to go all in on the melee combat to the max. In fact, I actually outfitted it with the best melee-related armaments possible, and then I added in the other weapons first. So it's got this over here. So we got this plus 70 damage hatchet. That's always odd. We got an extra plus 40 damage on the other arm with a smaller plus 10 stability damage. I was looking for more damage, but that was the best I could do there. And then another plus 20 damage on the arm over here. And then there's just enough to sneak this medium laser in. And then over here, I've got a minus 30 DFA self-damage and a minus 20 DFA damage. So this mech should be able to like perform DFAs pretty aggressively. Where is it? What is our DFA damage? Oh, our DFA damage is actually not that high. It's only 110. That's kind of unfortunate, but I guess it's because the mech just isn't very heavy. It just means that we could still get into melee combat if we can't run. And then on top of that, to also assist with the DFA, it has a gyro that is going to reduce the stability that the mech suffers by 20%. And then in addition to that, it has 2 medium lasers and 2 small lasers, which is only 1 less medium laser that it would typically have, as well as 3 heat sinks in order to keep the potential for jumping and shooting at the same time in check. Also, I didn't know what else to put on it. It has a very solid layer of armor, 920. Very, very heavy for a medium mech, especially only a 45-ton mech, so it's quite tankish. And the assassin is returning. I wanted to give that design I used on it another try, and with a little bit of changes. So the coil large laser is going to come back, and this time I added in some extra heat sinks. And in exchange for that, it doesn't have as much armor. I think it's got, I can't remember how much, this actually might be the same amount of armor, but I just wanted to try it again because we're going to be generating about 52 heat and we're going to sink 39. So basically I would like this battle mech to be able to shoot twice before it overheats. That's kind of like the thinking on it. And I can't remember if this is less armor, but I was thinking about putting a 4th heat sink on that would give it even less armor, but allow it to sink a little more heat, just rely on its swiftness. But, you know, like, oh man, 560 is a little bit thin already. It's not even, I mean, I guess it's kind of like heavy-ish by light mech standards, and I guess you could consider this kind of like a big light mech, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so one man's trash. Recovery mission in, oh, it's an ice, so it should be even easier. A 2-skull difficulty, it means our assassin will be able to, well, some of our mechs that run hot won't be having nearly as much of a problem. Went for heavy salvage because he was only paying us like 300k. I'm like, that's nothing. Like, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to pick through the scraps and find better stuff. I've given your pilot a map of Minlu Jabuja, complete with rough location, the Starlink installation. I want you to get in there, brush aside any resistance, and loot whatever your battle mechs can carry. You'll get your pay when my associates have the goods. So that's actually an interesting little side subject real quick. If you've wondered why some mechs have, like, you know, kind of human fingers and some mechs don't, those are hand actuators. Actuators are basically like points of articulation on the mech, so like a hip actuator is basically the robot joint that allows it to move in a very human-like way. So not every mech has hand actuators, and the point of a hand actuator is to basically kind of be like a raider. So pirates tend to enjoy using battle mechs with hand actuators so they can hit them with their weapons and then actually use the battle mech to carry the cargo, because the hand actuator, you know, like, for example, think of the Marauder with its, like, you know, like gun gauntlets. It would have a little bit of trouble, like, carrying things. Anyways, here we go. TJ Boss Hicks, I wanted, this is a kind of a sniperish mech, so, got our sniper doing it. Snaky Assassin in the Hatchet Men, because, melee focused. We've got Valkyrie in the Phoenix Hawk, also melee focused. And then we've got Scylla back in the Assassin for the maximum sniping, maximum flexibility going on. I'll see you there. Let's get us some Star League staplers. Welcome to Star League Office Depot. According to Corbu's map, our Star League stapler factory should be somewhere just ahead of you. He also said that we shouldn't run up into anything more dangerous than a combat vehicle or two, but I take that with a grain of salt. Perhaps more than a grain. I don't especially trust Mr. Corbu or his mysterious associates. Me neither, but it's refreshing to work for someone who's obviously sketchy for a change. I mean, most of our clients are just as bad, but they're just better at hiding it. Incoming transmission. I see that we've got some new battle mechs on the field. Hello, my name is Benton, and if you've come for the vault, my hired cutthroats will be murdering you today. Menlo Juboja is my... Oh, I accidentally clicked the button. I guess he said something like, "This is my place, and I will beat your big booty if you think it's yours." I'm guessing that's kind of what he said. Then I guess we'd better not let you cat us. Game faces on, everybody. We got a fight on our hands. Oh, my. I guess we get to see how good these weird designs are. I mean, I don't know. I'll see you when I get there. Okay, so I guess we found the enemy, and it so far does look like some vehicles. We got a pair of SRM carriers, and, these LB2Xs are very long range, so I don't know. I'm just gonna shoot and see what happens. So, AC2 is not that strong, except when it's LB2X, and that's because we can see right here, this is this one here is an advanced LB2X, you can see by the pluses, but the standard one shoots 12 shotgun pellets that do 4 damage each, so that's 48 damage? That's actually not bad, for a fairly small weapon that can shoot at long range. And, and this enhanced one, it does 6 times 12, so that's 70 something? That's actually super good. I mean, but these are Lost Tech weapons after all, so I don't know. We're just gonna shoot him. Who knows? Just push the button. Oh, he just barely survived. Yeah, we just gotta sprinkle him a little bit, and he'll be out of here. Yeah, you're not in range for anything, so you just gotta sprint. Oh, more vehicles. Interesting.
Orders?
I'm just gonna have you sprint right over here and probably try to finish this guy off.
Heading out.
Blast him with the snub nose. Very nice.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Okay, I guess we can go over here, and I will try to perforate this fool.
Confirmed.
It's another it's an LRM carrier. Yeah, now if this doesn't perforate this fool, I'm gonna be sad, just because this thing's gonna do 140 damage. It should not matter where I hit this thing. It should just be D-E-A-D!
One more for the scrap heap.
Oh man, my allergies are just acting up like crazy today. I just keep wanting to pause my recording to blow my nose. It's really, really annoying. Let's let them get closer.
Roger that.
But all of our guys are pretty high evasion, so it shouldn't matter if they shoot at us. But them getting closer means we might have a shot. Okay.
What's up, Commander?
That's the thing about vehicles, that they are...
Commander?
Vehicles are only fast on flat land compared to battle mechs. Let's have the assassin go up again. Okay, so we have a striker and a striker narc. Well, let's go for the striker. Once again, as long as this hits, it should be dead. I don't think any section of the armor is going to withstand 140 damage.
Let her rip.
Yep. Zapperonied.
Vehicle trashed.
Now that's pretty good. Now, in defense of this effectiveness of the weapon, we are in a cold environment, so it's going to be able to handle the heat better than it normally would.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Yeah, Commander.
I don't see any way to get a lock on this guy, so let's just get closer.
Going full throttle.
Phoenix Hawk, very quick, a very agile light mech.
Skipper?
Can you melee? No. So I'm just going to run over. No point to even jump and shoot, just because the striker has enough armor to survive some light gunfire.
Yep.
Ready for orders.
Go ahead and reserve down. I'm just gonna have someone squish it, actually. Yeah, here we go. Hatchetman, squish it.
I'm rolling. Engaging target.
Oh no! Oh my god, I made the mouth fart sound so confident that it would be dead. Why would you do this to me, Snaky Assassin? You must, you have to, like, do not fail me! Okay. 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 I didn't make the manual mouth fart noise that time, because you guys have shaken my faith. You've shaken my faith! Okay, so I guess we technically killed everybody. There's gotta be more to this mission, or to this flashpoint. Like, if the first mission is super easy, there's gotta be more to this. I refuse to believe that all we did was smash a few vehicles, and then, like, and then say that's all she wrote. Like, I just refuse to believe this.
Consider it done.
Come on, get into the facility. Is there going to be reinforcements? What happened? We've taken over possession of the stapler factory. Commander, keep our scavenger friends occupied and away from the facility while our people crack open the vault.
The asset has been secured.
Okay, so that's the end of this first mission. There's got to be more to it. I just refuse to believe, like, the second mission's got to have more going on. All targets are limited. Sit tight and I can collect you from where you are right now. Commander, I've been studying the symbols on the crates that our Lance pulled from the facility. Against all odds, it looks like Mr. Corbu was telling us the truth. Sorry if you hear a engine revving in the background. Someone is just, for some reason, revving up their engine. We've just stolen several tons of commercial-grade Lostech desk accessories. Well, that's one for the record books. We just pulled the biggest stapler heist in human history. And to think, Benton and Maj have been at each other's throats over this vault for months. People have died for this. How do we break it to them that they were fighting over garbage? It isn't our job to break anything to them. All we need to do is get this crap out of Luth Abbey and get paid. Speaking of which, I'm setting a course, Commander. We'll get Corbu on the horn as soon as we've reached cruising altitude. Well, there's got to be more to this. Here's the kill board. It's vehicles. Let's not get excited, boys. I can't believe this. Like, all we have is garbage. Like, I've actually been had. I've been had. I thought that the salvage, like, let's just take whatever sells for the most. Give me the LRM 20s. They should. Let's see how much do these sell for? 29, 290k, 150k. Yeah, let's take all of the things that sell for the most. We've been had. I've been had. Like, I should have just gone for the 3k. This is super smelly. One Man's Trash Part 2, High Road over Glentworth. Hey, there you are, just the mercs I was hoping to see. We've got your staplers, Ed. I hope you've got a lot of empty space in that timeshare because you're gonna need it. Hey, that sounds great. Really, it does. But in the meantime, I've got a little problem on my hands. You know the guys who were fighting over the vault, Benton and Mudge? Well, they sent some goons to my place in Luth Abbey, and long story short, they've trapped you in your condo, haven't they? Yeah, they sort of joined forces, and they're threatening to kill me if I don't give them the fabulous treasure that you pulled out of the vault. There was no treasure. We've got a ship hold full of commercial-grade office crap. I know, but they don't know that. See, they might have been led to believe that some incredible treasure was inside the vault, you know, by a former client. I need you to be straight with me, Ed. Were you that client? In a manner of speaking. I mean, yeah, it was me. Why would you have told them that? Because every time I tried telling people what I was really after, they bailed on me. Up until I met you, I mean. You were different, but every merc I talked to before you took the job laughed me off and called me a chump. So I whipped up a story about the vault being full of treasure, and all of a sudden, I started getting bites. And so what happened? Well, first I heard Mudge, seemed like a solid merc, but when he got to the site, he went rogue. I guess he wanted to take the treasure for himself, so then I called in Benton, who agreed to neutralize Mudge for a share of the treasure, but he also went rogue, so then, well, I already know what happened next. Uh-huh. So, what you're saying is that you hired us to rob a vault from under your own contractor, whom you hired to take down your other contractor, both of whom are holding you ransom for a treasure that doesn't exist. It sounds so bad when you put it that way. Look, I'm the victim here. Now, the way I see it, there are a couple of ways out of this. Call them option A and option B. Option A is the direct approach. You come in guns blazing, protect my timeshare, and mow down the bad guys. Simple plan, but it's got a few downsides. The streets of Luth Abbey won't support much more than 30 to 40 tons. You try landing anything heavier than that and it'll sink right through. And my timeshare, while lovely, wasn't built to withstand a missile attack, so that could be a problem too. Now, option B is going to be the tricky route. I tell Benton and Mudge that we surrender and that you'll drop the treasure in the field somewhere. When they show up in their big-ass assault mechs to fight over it, you swoop in and kick their teeth in. I thought you said they didn't have any mechs at Menlajawojabojan. They didn't, probably because they didn't want to risk blowing up the treasure. Yeah, so it's going to be option A or B. All right, here are our choices. Continue to Luth Abbey and defend Ed Corbu. We're coming to Luth Abbey, Ed. Be there ASAP. Or we could use the treasure to lure Benton and Mudge away from Ed's condo. I like the sound of option B. Let's go with it. Or C. You're ignoring option C, Ed. I could just keep the staplers and wash my hands of the rest. All right, hold on a second. Let me think about our options. All right, boys, so I am definitely going to continue working with Ed Corbu. The reason for this is quite simple. He paid us for the last mission, and that wasn't even our full contract payment. And I'm like, if he's going to pay us by the mission, then we're going to do more missions. It's not like he's, stiffing us on our deals or anything, and he definitely won't, because if we save his condo from battle mech attack, then we could easily just blow his condo up from a story perspective. So, there's no way he's going to do that, and so I don't see any reason. Basically, if he's going to continue paying us for work, then we'll continue blowing up stuff, and even if they have assault mechs, we have assault mechs too. I don't think he realizes, when his associate name dropped us, I don't think he realized that we are capable of dropping a full-scale war. We have battle mechs that are capable of leveling cities. So I don't think that I'm just not worried about it. Continue. We're going to continue. We're coming to Luth Abbey, Ed. We'll be there ASAP. You're an absolute lifesaver, Commander. I'll send you the bad guy's coordinates. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go. This condo's got a sweet little panic room, and it's got my name written all over it. Hiding is good. Try to keep yourself alive until the smoke clears. Roger that, Space Dog. You won't hear a peep out of me until the shooting stops, and by that time, with a little luck, Majid Benton will be out of my life forever. Better get to it, Commander. I'll be waiting for you. Oh, look at this. Now he's paying 1 million C-bills. Oh, okay, I see. Now, now that we're not, stealing staplers from people in, crummy little tanks, now you're shelling out the cash. Maximum money, boys. One Man's Trash Part 2. Defend the base. Urban. 2 skulls. Going for the maximum money. 1.1 million smackaroos. Last time I checked, Benton and Mudge had a bunch of combat vehicles in the streets around my timeshare. Maybe a light mech or two, can't say for sure. Get them off my back, and then we'll conclude our business with the antique staplers. Corbu's timeshare is a civilian housing deployment, not a military base. We're going to have to hustle if we want to protect it. Okay, so I'm going with basically the same pilots, and that's just because it turns out that I don't... Macronox is the only pilot that has this very specific setup that I want to use for the assassin, and I actually only have 2 mover shooters, which is what Valkyrie and Assassin are, so I just these pilots are specifically intended for these kinds of mechs. That said, I did let Deadlock it come off the bench, and she will be piloting the Hunchback Roni. Maybe now we'll actually get to see how these battle mechs perform, especially the Hunchback. I want to see how the Hunchback performs. Here we are to defend a timeshare. Eyes up, Mudge. Corbu's pet mercenaries are here. All of you are his pet mercenaries. Oh, I love how his name is unsavory character Nigel Benton. Took him long enough. But now they're going to give us what's ours, aren't they? Because they know their buddy Ed will pay for it if they don't. So they'll relinquish our treasure nice and easy and then fly off into the sunset together. There isn't any treasure, pal. It's just a bunch of staplers and desk lamps. That's what your people are fighting over, by the way. I could see why you're working with Corbu. You're just as full of crap as he is. 2 peas in a pod you are. Never could stand peas, green little bastards. Why, I feel ill just thinking about them. Violently ill, if you catch my meaning. God, leave it to Corbu to find 2 mercs on Glentworth who'd try to intimidate us with vegetable metaphors. Please, Commander, for the sake of the grateful universe, let's put these jackasses into the ground. Oh, you know, that is something we're paid to do. So let's see, where is the condo? Okay, I'm clicking the button. So here's where the first wave is coming from. Where is the condo? Is it this? Okay, so it's these right here. Alright. I love how they dropped us off in the complete opposite area of where they're attacking from. The Hatchetman can jump, so that's fine for him to go here. He can hop down that. Hunchback is probably going to stay up top here just because, you know, he's not very fast. Let's go over here.
On my way.
These battle mechs are lightning quick, especially on the road, and urban battles. These mechs have an advantage in urban battles because remember, you go farther on, you can go faster on the road. Okay, so far we're still just seeing light armor.
Yeah?
Let's have Scylla get in here and start perforating some fools. We get our... So here's where the assassin really comes into play, in that this vehicle has 3 evasion, and the intercept system on the assassin ignores up to 3 evasion, which is a 15% accuracy difference. So in other words, if Scylla was piloting a different battle mech, the accuracy here would be what, like 70%, because it'd be 85 minus 15%, but because of the assassin's intercept system, we're able to fire at full accuracy, so we just have a 15% chance to miss, and those are good odds. So come on, we also have enough charges to fire at full power. Oh, we're actually doing 170. I didn't know it could do even more damage than that. Wow, look at the heat though. Let's do it. I'm doing it anyways.
Move her down.
Zippity zappy, sent them to the scrap heap.
Yes, Commander.
I don't think there's any possible moves I can make. Oh, right here. This is a move. It's an okay shot. I'll take it.
Position.
Wow, I didn't know that it could do even more damage than that. I thought it capped out at 4 charges. Maybe it doesn't. Oh, beautiful shooting. I didn't actually think that'd be a kill. I felt like the striker's armor would withstand it.
What are your orders, Skipper?
I don't even know. I might just... I don't have a logical place to go, so I might just kind of chill here. I'm just going to reposition the Hunchback. I think that's all I'm going to do.
Got it. No shooting. Just running.
Right there, and I guess... Yeah, same thing. I'll just move the Hatchetman there. I just don't know where we need to be at the moment. Okay, good. Good thing we didn't reposition too much. They are in range. Hopefully this is not where his condo... Hopefully it's in one of the other buildings.
What do you need?
Okay, so the assassin is going to need to sink some heat, so we're going to skip a turn. What if I run? How much heat do I sink if I run? Because remember, the more we push the mech, the less heat it sinks. Really not that much of a difference, so let's go ahead and run.
Copy that.
Glad to see that the heat sinks are actually making a difference.
Ready to rock.
Assuming that,
Yeah, Commander.
assuming there was a difference to begin with. I can't actually remember. Let's go ahead and sprint. Like, it's crazy, like, how far. Look how far we could sprint. That's fine, though.
Full speed. No target.
And that also means these mechs really aren't that out of position, considering that they're able to make such dynamic movements. Right over here, we've got an okay shot. Can I get a better shot, though? Not really. It looks like this is as good of a shot as it's going to get, unless there's something else I can do. Yeah, okay, what I'm going to do is jump forward, and I'm going to have the Hatchetman take a few shots here just to knock some of its accuracy down, as well as, you know, scar the armor a little bit. 35 damage, that might be the difference between taking it out and not. Good, 95% across the board. Let's take a high accuracy shot here. And let's see, where did we hit the armor? 88% chance to hit there. Looks like if we target the right side, if enough shots hit right side, 88%, we might be able to penetrate through the armor and actually just take the vehicle out. So why not? Let's give it a shot. No, it was not enough. It was able to survive it. Manticore, not surprising. The Manticore is a pretty tough tank. Fortunately, it just chose to... I mean, this is not one of the buildings part of the condo system. This one is, though. Lots of missiles. Didn't quite survive. Hey, Commander Fox, my building is the last one standing. I'd really like it if you could keep it standing, please.
Heads up, Commander. You've got hostile contacts.
As I said before, it's really hard to protect all of the buildings. But we really need to make sure that happens. 5 survive, 5 must survive, 5 must remain. So we really need to make sure that we don't allow that to happen a second time. And to do that, we are going to... I should have taken a better look at that. Just to, I should have been aware of the objectives. As a result, we're just going to let... Even though this is going to fry the assassin a little bit, I'm going to do it anyways.
One more for the scrap heap.
A little bit of structure damage, but, like, I would rather do that than risk that LRM carrier shooting again. That was not good. Where is this attack? Yeah, that's fine. The hatchet bit should easily crush this vehicle, even though it's fairly tough. Just due to the 340 damage we did due to double damage against, what do you call it, vehicles?
Crawler destroyed.
And we need to be a little more ruthless with some of these guys.
What do you need?
Okay, good. We actually... Let's go ahead and reserve down to give me some more options.
Holding for the right opportunity.
I want Scylla to sink some heat.
On it.
And let's go ahead and reveal both of the targets. A striker narc and a regular striker, very similar to what they had last time.
What's up, boss?
I don't think there is any combination of directions that they can go in. We need to really... Let's try to take a shot here, I suppose. Very long-range shot, but we're going to go for it anyways. Just anything we can do to... That's not bad contact, actually. We might be able to knock it out. We just want to take it out before it can actually get... What side of the armor is damaged? It's the left side? Okay. Kind of an interesting side for it to get hit on, but... Right over here...
Engaging jump jet.
I'm going to try to take a shot on its left side. Snaky Assassin is not a shot caller, but... what else are we going to do with our resolve?
Firing.
Oh, man, that was amazing. A beautiful shot. Okay, so this vehicle alone should not be capable. It's not. It should not be enough for it to do anything. Another striker narc. Interesting.
They got a lock on me.
That's fine. Not taking any aggressive action against our buildings. Ooh, a manticore. Ow. This building is not in the best of shape. We need to get rid of this guy.
On my way.
Taking a precision strike here. And what's his forward armor? 157. All of them are really similar. I don't think it matters. We're just going to go for this because this is 91%. It's the greatest probability of all of the shots hitting the same location.
Firing a full salvo.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Vehicle trashed.
It's very important that we destroy any spotters.
Yep.
Like, all spotters need to die because they cannot have visual on any of the buildings. It cannot be allowed.
Reserving action. Orders.
Okay, same concept. Let's go over here and try to knock this spotter out. Precision strike. Another manticore. Let's see if we can go 2 for 2. Forward armor.
On it.
Not quite that time. But I imagine it's pretty banged up. Yeah, it's not going to
Ready to
survive
rock.
another hit like that.
Receiving you.
Can anyone get a shot on this thing?
Standing by.
Yes, someone can get a shot on it. Jump jets coming into play.
Taking the shot.
There we go. That pokes their eyes out once
One
again.
for the scrap heap.
Skipper? Yeah?
Zilla, I need you to kind of like chase this enemy vehicle down. Need you to find it and explode it. Well, first you just need to find it.
What are your orders, Skipper?
And you can go in the opposite direction. We'll try to like surround this
Affirmative,
target.
Commander.
Not going to be able to get close enough. As I thought, not close enough.
What do you
And
need?
now I can have Scylla fry this fool. With the coil L. Zippity zappy. Into the scrap heap.
Vehicle tracked.
Commander, the area has been cleared. Darius has given me the green light to land immediately. Hold position. Wow, what a weird mission. That's done it, Commander. By all the gods, you've done it. Bitten and Maj are dead. Our foot soldiers are dead, you idiot. We are alive and well, and we will come for you. Best of luck with that, pal. I'll be long gone before you get here. I'm done with this condo. I'm done with Luth Abbey, and I'm done with this entire god's damn system. I swear, Corbu, if you split with my treasure, there is no treasure. It's staplers. Just staplers. If I split, you'll do what exactly, Maj? Cry? Go ahead. See where it gets you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna accept Fox's delivery, fence it to my associates, and fly off into the sunset. I'm finished here. Corbu out.
Mission
Well,
successful.
that was the mission. Hey, look at this, though. He's like, nicely done, pal. You just pulled my feet out of the fire big time. Trustworthy client. That was the faction right there, I see. Oh, yes. A trustworthy client with associates who will pay top dollar for lost tech, including actual garbage. Look, not bad, though. With the extra 10% money, like 1.2 million schmackaronis. The kill board. Oh, very nice. Like, everyone did a little bit of everything. You know, like, I think we could all agree that the Coil L is quite deadly. It seems like one of its main things, though, is that sometimes you overcharge it, and it just, because it does damage and heat based on how much you charge it up. And sometimes maybe charge it up a little too much, but it's quite a deadly weapon. Like, this is really the first time I've messed around with the coil lasers, but I overall, like, I'm pretty satisfied with it. It was very, the really high damage is really good for destroying vehicles, because remember, one of the differences between a mech and a vehicle is if you penetrate a mech's leg and then fully destroy the structure of the leg, well, the mech is still good. You need to either destroy both legs, destroy the center torso, or destroy the head. So if you kill the arm, or the left or the right torso, etc., the mech is still functioning. But a vehicle, every inner part of the vehicle is basically like the mech's center torso. So it doesn't matter if you hit the turret and penetrate the turret completely, the vehicle blows up. Forward armor, vehicle blows up. Left and right armor, vehicle blows up. Rear armor, vehicle blows up. So any one singularly strong attack that could just get through the armor and destroy the structure instantly destroys the vehicle, which is really, really handy on it. Who's true to his word? Ed Corbu, that's who. I've gotten in touch with my associates and arranged the sale of our antique office supplies. I think you'll be very happy with your cut of the profits. I'm thrilled that we're getting paid at all. To be frank, it didn't seem terribly likely that this was going to work out in our favor. And yet here you stand, a nice fat stack of C-bills in hand. Like I said, my associates had you covered. Who are these associates of yours, Ed? The sale's already gone through, so telling us couldn't hurt anything. They're just these people, you know, high status types. I think they work in communications. Is that a reference to possibly Comstar? As to... I just said... It's gotta be Comstar. Comstar they're more than just a communication company. They're kind of almost like a pseudo-religious group, and it would actually make sense if Comstar would want their own offices furnished with as much lost tech as possible, considering that Comstar kind of feels like they're the last remnant of the Starleague. So I bet that's actually who his buyer is. That would also explain why there would be an organization willing to drop tons of money on what most people would consider crap. As to why they want all this old junk, who knows? I think it's symbolic, yep. Like having a fancy business card or getting a sweet paint job on your mech. Can't think of any other reason why anyone would care about a crate full of staplers. Yeah, that's gotta be the reason. Well, good on you, Ed. You set your sights on this goal and made it happen, despite the fact that you had no idea what you were doing at any point in the process. It's pretty impressive, if you ask me. So how are you going to spend your share of the profits? Quality of life upgrades. I'm taking my share and moving to New Avalon, so that's Davy. I think that's the capital of Davian. The capital system of the Federated Suns and the seat of House Davian. New Avalon is home to more than 7 billion people and houses a significant percentage of the armed forces of the Federated Suns, or the AFFS for short, manufacturing base. The New Avalon Institute of Science, or NAIS, is widely recognized as the industry's most prestigious center of higher learning. I've spent enough time out in the boonies. I want me some of that capital world lifestyle. What about Modge and Benton? They're still out there. Aren't you afraid they're going to hunt you down? Well, I guess I am now, but only a little. I mean, if they were really going to go after me, first they'd have to figure out where I'd gone, then they'd have to spend an arm and a leg to get to me, and then they'd need to pick one person out of a population of billions. What are the odds of all that? Probably low, as long as you keep your head down. You will keep your head down, won't you? Yes, ma'am. My days of playing the shadowy clan are over. From here on out, it's the straight and narrow for Ed Corbu. On that note, it's probably time for us to say goodbye. Thanks again, Commander. You really saved my bacon out there. As a rule, I don't let my clients get killed. It's bad for business, but you're welcome all the same. Cheers, pal. And if you're ever on New Avalon, well, you probably shouldn't look me up, but raise a toast for your old pal, Ed Corbu. And know that he's off living his best life, probably in another beautiful condominium, because he has standards that need to be met. We'd expect nothing less. Goodbye, Mr. Corbu. Maybe we'll catch you sometime later down the line. Who knows, maybe you will. Until then, take care of yourself. Goodbye. And here is the payout. Looks like we got a leg mod for less DFA self-damage. Then we got a leg mod for more DFA. I think that's actually the only DFA mod that we have that adds DFA damage. We got an LRM-5, another, well, now we can't say never, we got 2. We've got enough locust parts to flip a locust, and a gyro for 1 hit defense. That's actually not bad. It's not my favorite. I like the +3, but even +1, it's 5% harder to hit. That's not too bad. Overall, I mean, it was a 2-skull contract, not expecting that much, but honestly, that 1.2 million C-bills that we got, plus this, not too bad. I'll take it. It could have been worse. And that is that. A little sad that I didn't actually get to fight some real battle mechs. Maybe I should have gone for their big, rumbling, beat-em-up battle. I wanted to see how the triple LB2Xs would turn out, but honestly, against the Manticore, that's saying something. As I said, the Manticore, a pretty tough vehicle, not a thinly armored tank, and overall, I think it's like, even though I didn't really get the test I wanted it to, it's interesting. I want to try it a second time. And as for the coil large laser, I mean, a lot of these mechs, unfortunately, I just didn't get the chance to really see what they could do, just because I had no idea that we weren't going to fight any battle mechs. But I was very happy with the coil L, just due to its ability to really ensure that the vehicles are dead. That fully, because like, if you compare it to something like the LBX autocannon, because it's like a shotgun spray and it can hit a little bit front armor, a little bit side armor, a little bit on the turret, it might spread out just enough damage that you can't fully penetrate the armor and blow the vehicle up. But when you're doing all the damage in just one little shot, you're really, really making sure that that vehicle is dead on contact, as long as you don't catch that 15% chance to miss. And the assassin actually really helps to ensure that, because of its ability to ignore up to 3 evasion charges. Anyways, Let me know what you think down in the comment section. What did you think of these mech designs? What would you have done? Would you have done a different decision when we had the opportunity to? Let me know in the comment section. Anyways, like the video if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future BattleTech DLC career content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.